Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And for those who don't know who they are, I'm going to do this little quick review of a film I saw. So, spoiler alert, I might say some stuff that's in the film, but it's called Them. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it already. Probably other reviews out there. I just wanted to give my 2 cents from the Gertie King. So this picture started off to me as a horror show, and then ended up being an upliftment because of who we are as a people. The them, I thought in the beginning, well, in my mind, what I saw was them was this crazy family, this crazy black family. Everyone had something going on in their heads, but it literally spoke in the end in the last 2 episodes, episode 9 and 10. Episode 9. Well, during the first 8 episodes, you saw different apparitions. Some people maybe thought they were spirits or ghosts, or I believe that they were demons, spirits from the left-hand side. So, in that sense, this picture started out horrific, being that the woman. Okay, so there's a family, there's a husband, a wife, and 2 daughters, and then in the beginning a baby boy. And the baby boy got tortured and brutally killed by a white female, so-called white female, who we call Edomites today, according to the Bible. They're Edomites. So that's one of the reasons why this family moved from one side of the country to the other. I think they were in South Carolina or North Carolina, and they moved to Compton, California. And this was set in like the 50s. So during that time, when they moved into this particular property, it was a white neighborhood, and they were being watched closely, of course, because they were black in a white neighborhood. We know today, of course, Compton is a black neighborhood, but in most major cities, there are areas that used to be white that are now considered the ghetto or black. So they moved into this particular house. There was a demon in the house. There were a few demons in the house. Of course, they didn't know. And it seemed like everybody was crazy. The daughters were crazy. The little girl was seeing some woman that was teaching her songs that had nigger in it and all that kind of stuff. And the other girl was seeing some white girl, befriended some white girl who was making her feel happy about being something that she wasn't. The black man, of course, the husband, he was already, I think, a war veteran, and so he was already a little touched, but his demon was making him think that he could just kill whoever he wanted to kill, and that he was a monster. And then, of course, the woman was expected to be a little touched also because she lost their child, because that white woman kill her baby. So in the end, the 9th episode, it went back to before this neighborhood was built. It went to I think the early 1800s or the mid 1800s, where there were settlers in the West, and these settlers, I don't think they were Amish or anything. They just dressed sort of like that. And this one guy was a preacher, he had lost his son and wife. His son, he was asking the Most High for his son. He was in the desert and ended up finding some little boy that was just laying under a tree. So he took the boy and gave him a name, not knowing when you're watching this that nobody else in the town actually sees this little boy. It's just this preacher sees this little boy, right? So the little boy ends up being Satan, and it's so much in this particular episode when these people that are living in this little town, settlers, they run into a couple, a black couple, whose wagon wheel was broke, and that's all they wanted was their wagon wheel fixed, and they were gonna keep moving. So they asked them to help out around, and they would, in turn feed them and stuff like that, and see if they can get the wagon wheel fixed. That's what the preacher tells them. But in the interim, this demon, or this little boy, is making this preacher see things that's not there. He's making him think that the black people are in fact cursed and stuff like that. So he reads at the end of the episode, he reads Deuteronomy 28. They gouge out the eyes of the black people. Although these black people hadn't done anything to them, they actually helped them find water and helped them sew and cook and stuff like that. And gouges out their eyes. And he says, he reads the curses in Deuteronomy 28. When I heard that, I was like, oh man, who is this guy that wrote this picture? Because, he has to know something. So shout out to the author of this picture, the writer, little Marvin. Hey, that was amazing. I thought I was just watching another horror film, but the last two episodes really brought it home. And so the preacher thought he was getting power from the devil, which he kind of did. The place caught a fire because the black woman, before they hung them upside down and set them on fire, which is what I think happened to one of the disciples. Before that happened, she actually said, "No, you're cursed, you devil," and his Bible caught fire. Now, I don't know if everybody noticed, but after the Bible caught fire and they hung them people upside down, everybody else in the building caught fire. And the other buildings in the town just caught fire instantly. It wasn't like it spread it from building to building. They just caught fire instantly. So the power was in the hand of this black woman, or who I know to be, she was probably an Israelite. And those pages the Bible he was reading actually was the history book of our people. So in the 10th episode, it goes back to the family in the 50s, and the woman had power, the man had power, the children had power to fight off these demons. The them was our enemies, as it states in the Bible, these Edomites, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and it was amazing. It was amazing. They were able to stand up against the devil, against these demons, and the preacher, who was the main demon, ended up losing his sight, and the curses turned onto him in the end, which is exactly what the scriptures say is going to happen. And it's going to be double the cup unto them, as it says in Revelation. So shout out again to Lil Marvin for writing this film. I just wanted to do a short synopsis on that picture, man. Hey, I thought I was just watching another horror flick, but for those who are in the know that we're Israelites, hey, that film right there has a lot of symbolism, and it actually tells you who you are and who they are. Them. Yeah. That was amazing, man. Shalom.